I'm live. Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the shed. If anybody in the chat can give me a shout to tell me if I'm coming through 5x5, I'll be most appreciative. Here's the t-shirt for today. Yeah, an old favourite. Very much an old favourite. Right, is anybody with me? Can anybody hear me? I just better make sure that my microphone is pushing out the right thing. Up about there, I think that should be a little more like it. Right, I can't see anybody in the chat coming up at the moment. Has everybody been struck down by a bolt of lightning? I don't think so. Let me welcome in Dwight, Curly Express. Nice to see you. Tuna Can Dwight. Tuna Can Express, I should say. The Closet Branch, hello. Kyle Stevens, hello. And Dundas Junction Model Railroad James is here. Dino, loud and clear. Thank you, Dino. Spot on. There's always a bit of a delay there, you know, and you're sitting there scratching your head and you think, oh, is anybody in? Yes. Anyway, good to see you, James. Nice to see you in Sparky's live stream, which just preceded me. Kyle Stevens, great to see you hanging in there. Ivo Van Zon, hello, nice to see you. Live stream, Tim Pierce guitar. For those that like guitars and things, Tim Pierce is your man. Right, what am I running today? Now we've got all of the formalities out of the way. I have there, that's a little New York Central 260 pulling some carriages that I got from, who did I get them from? It was from Dave at Scott Rails, who very kindly sent them over to me. And I'm still running the BR Standard 5, which is right here, with some Suburban stock, 1950s style behind it. Yes, early crest, so everything matches up there. My son will be proud of me. When we get to roughly about past, then I'll be switching them over to some DCC. And I've got a, let me just pop out of the way for a minute. You might be able to see in the background a gas doodle bug with, I can't remember who actually makes that. I think it's a Bachman. So gas doodle bug and a coach that goes with it. It came in a set. So I'll be swinging over to that. Christopher's Hobby Blog. Hello, Christopher. Nice to see you. And all from the Great Central Railway. Yes, indeed. So, yes, it's a nice temperate evening. Everything's nice and calm. No big winds, no rain. It's just been quite a nice calm day today. Long may that continue. RGJ Trains. We have been in. Are you on Top Chat? Oh, yes, I suppose I am. That could. Let's go to live chat. How about that? That's better. I didn't realise that you could do that while you're broadcasting. I thought that was just like a passive thing that people could do while watching a live stream. I didn't realise that, but thank you for pointing that out. Taken on board. Brenton Junction. I believe that's Al. Hi, Al. Nice to see you. Yeah, it's a very nice day. The wind is nice and warm. Well, there's just the merest breeze looking at the tree outside of the door. It's just a little breeze. Even the cloud has sauntered away now, and it's a nice it's a blue sky, but it's got that sort of little bit of haze on it, you know, which you see at the end of the day. Have you seen Rob's message, Andy? No, I'm afraid I haven't. I haven't delved into my emails, and I haven't got my phone on me, so you have caught me with my trousers down there. Going to be scorching hot at the start of next week. I gather, yeah. it appears that the Netherlands has had feast or famine. It's either pelting down with rain or really bright and sunny. But from what I've seen, you've had some pretty decent weather over there, Ivo. No text message. Did you want to stop on till 2030? I don't mind, actually. I'm easy. I might have to disappear and go and get a drink at some stage, or negotiate to have one made. But yeah, I really don't mind. If you want me to carry on until 8:30, I'm quite happy to do so. Just let me know a little later on in the stream if you want me to go on that long, and I will happily oblige. Simon Trains, Model Railway Showcase. Nice to see you. Flymo Chairman. Hello, Adam. It was a warm day, so it looks like, excuse me, it looks like the UK has had a pretty nice day of it, which makes a change. It really does make a change. Lucky that I have planned half a week of museum visits. Well, if the museums are as good as I think they are in Germany, then most of them will have probably some kind of aircon in the actual museum parts. So you should be out of the sunshine there. It's nice and cool this morning in Staffordshire. Then it rained. Now it's sunny. How can you explain it? That's why we're so fixated. It's just so changeable, so unpredictable. I don't think the meteorologist can even pinpoint anything further than a couple of days. It's really chaos, particularly in this country. It's been way hot here to run trains, close to 110 Fahrenheit for heat index. I can only imagine what the temperature in the garage is like. Yeah, it's probably like a sauna, and a dry sauna at that. But then in the States, Brian, hey, missed your stream, damn. That's all right, you haven't missed anything, Brian. I'm just doing the opening credits, as they say. Lovely and cool down here at Quorn Station. So that means you're on the Great Central Railway. Yes, Quorn Station. I know it well. 8 centigrade underground temperature. Well, there you go. Yeah, but in the States, then you can get very arid conditions, like over somewhere like New Orleans, somewhere like that, where you've got the heat and you've also got humidity. And then someone like Lynn McCurdy, who's out in California in the roof of the high desert, and 15% humidity if you're lucky, and it's really bone dry, hot heat. Yeah, so there you go. A sauna is definitely a good description. Yeah. I mean, we've had a couple of times where the temperature's climbed in excess of 35 degrees, and you can actually feel the heat extending down from the top of the shed, and it's down to this level. And yeah, it's string vest time. Or a complete strip off. You couldn't stand it in here for that long. But I haven't had anything like that this year, not in the shed anyway. 91 degrees with 63% humidity currently. What's the humidity here? Well, my hygrometer says that it's 72%. So that's 72% humidity. So yeah, there was cloud earlier on, and it did look as though it was going to rain, but it held off, and it's been quite pleasant. I mean, absolutely no complaints. I'm sitting here in a t-shirt, so that tells you something. I'm usually here in a woolly jumper or a coat or something. But yes, it's been an interesting week. Let me just touch on the fact that Rails of Sheffield are going to, they've obviously spoken to Daypole and said, right, we want to put out some more of the A4s. Sadly, Mallard is not going to be one of them, but there are 7 iterations of A4, which they're doing at 390 odd pounds. David Hall, hello. Bangor Junction, Carl Braun, hello, Carl. Thank you for coming in. I'm okay. I can't grumble. I've still got the last remnants of the cold that I had, which is still on my chest, but it's not too bad. So thank you very much for asking. I'm the same. Only last month, no jumper on the videos. Currently in a dress, but boiling. You can guess who's typing. Hello, Grace. The one and only Grace. Tommy Station. That's Paul. Hello, Paul. Great to see you. Good morning, Mimi. That's me. It ain't our fault, Mum. Well, we've had some strange weather. It hasn't been all plain sailing. Let's put it that way. For anybody who's not in the UK, it's been changeable, really changeable. But good to see you, Paul. Thanks for coming in. What am I running today? Standard BR Class 5. Let me move myself out of the way so you can see. Standard Class 5 with some suburban coaches. And New York Central HO 260 with 3 very nice. I think those 2 are Roundhouse. This one is a Pocher, which is River Rossi. But somebody went to a great deal of trouble putting the spray paint in them. So you've got a royal blue on top, then a pinstripe in gold, another pinstripe of royal blue, and then gold at the bottom. I've been trying to get to the bottom of what road that might particularly be. It's a blue very much like Baltimore and Ohio. But I did speak to Randall, and he came up with a couple of ideas about that. Yeah. So yes, getting back to the A4s. Rails of Sheffield have announced that they're going to produce some, or get Daypole to produce some black label A4s in 7 iterations. So you've got the LNER black. You've got Garter blue. They've done a experimental blue version British Rail, experimental purple in British Rail, and then they've got an early crest and a late crest. If that doesn't make 7, there's obviously one I've missed. Yeah, it's good to see you, Paul. It's a good thing that we can understand that, and unlike Google, purple, yes. And unlike the Hornby version, purple, it's like a blue mauve. It's an odd colour, but yeah. How long am I on for? I'll change the time I posted to go live. Well, I was going to do until 8 o'clock, and then RGJ Trains asked me to go for a little bit longer. But when are you planning to go on? If I finish at 8, then we can all pile over to Charlie's at Partick Hill Station. So I'll say 8 o'clock, Charlie, and then that will give you a chance. What's going on, Andy? Is hello, Jean-Ricard. It's not Sunday, and it's not mid-afternoon. Yeah, well, there's going to be a family day out at the Seaside tomorrow. So Sunday was a washout, and I've just had to try and squeeze myself in on Saturday. Okay, Charlie. Yeah, okay, we'll pile over to yours at 8 o'clock, and then I believe IGJ Trains is going live at 8:30. So if that's okay with you, Charlie, then that's what we'll do. Yes, the A4s. Yeah, so you've got 7 iterations of A4. They're £390 off the bat, but there is a but. They were £390 when they were first introduced 8 years ago, and these have got improvements. The drawbar, which is using the Daypole drawbar, which is the little bit of biscuit circuit board, is going to connect with the tender, so that's good. They're probably going to do an update on the smoke unit to like a vape unit, perhaps. It's now got a Zimo chip in it, which is much better than the old Broadway Limited software that was in the one before. And they've really done some work revamping it. And it's going to have lights at the front. It's die-cast construction. That's loco and tender. So for £390, you are getting a lot of bang for your buck. So it's still a lot of money. Yes, I know. But it is the peak of A4 perfection that you can buy in 00. That's all I can say. It beats the Hornby one. It beats the Bachmann ones. And that's just the way it is. And plus it's got a floating bogey, so fully flanged wheels. Am I getting one? Yes, but which one? I'm not quite sure yet. So a Marklin style body construction. Yes, it is. Hornby did the Hornby 00 version, but that was only the loco body that was made out of die-cast. The tender was plastic. You're paying all that money for a plastic tender. Come on. If you're going to go the whole hog, anyway, what I'm trying to get across is the Daypole Black Label is the way forward if you want as near as a perfect A4 as you're going to get. Plus, the Hornby one doesn't smoke, and I like it smoky. Mystic Railroad John, hello there. Nice to see you. Yes, it looks like Tommy's had a bad day. My mother-in-law was hit by a bus and later I lost my job as a bus driver. Oh, boom, boom. Oh, suit you, sir. Wait, not only a purple A4, but it's a smoker. Yes, it is. Obviously on DCC, whereas the older style one worked on DC as well, but not really that well because it took a hell of a lot of voltage, like 12 volts, just to make it do anything. Because there's a lot in there. Okay, James is off painting again. He's doing some back scenes in his garage. So good luck with that, James. Mystic Railroad, hope you are well. I think we're all well. I haven't heard of anybody that slaps Gollum with a smelly fish. Yeah. Yeah, Gollum. Oh, my pretties. Oh, dear. Don't think I'm ever going to live that one down. Are you getting one of the new shunters? If that's one of the new 08s, to tell you the truth, I'm not a big fan. I don't do an incredible amount of shunting just for the sake of it. I prefer to run them rather than twiddle around in the fiddle yard. Fiddle around in the fiddle yard, perhaps. The Bachmann ones, yeah, it's the 08 and the 09. I wasn't figuring on it. We do have some 08s. I think there's one down here somewhere. Forgive me a moment. Oh, it's a Hornby one. Hang on a minute. Hornby. Right. Yeah, there it is. EWS. That was £75, that one. Bargain. Yeah, we do have some Bachmann ones. We do have some Hornby ones. But, and you can hear Blondie in the background. It's chaos. It's chaos, isn't it? I don't think you're allowed to run your mother-in-law down, even when you're related. Yes, I think there might be laws against that, Jean-Ricard. I think you're probably right. Grunk it up. Sorry, wrong live stream. Yeah, you're right about that. You don't like to fiddle? Yeah, well, I do, but it's not my main source of inspiration. Let's put it that way. I like a long rake of freight or passengers, and I like to watch them whoosh, as they say. Grunk it up. Yeah, right. That's the other thing that annoys me about the 08. You buy one with DCC sound on it, and it doesn't grunk. The whole reason it's got the name grunk is because when the bearings on the on the rods started to wear, they used to clang like when a steam train's coasting, it's going blump, 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 blump. Well, that's the noise that a Gronk was making all the time, the Class 08. And it was because of worn bearings that it got the nickname, because they used to clank, 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 clank along. But nobody has gone to the trouble of trying to record a Class 08 that's got this clunk. I mean, you've got to be able to do it and get it in synchronization with the wheels, because they've got that sound for steam engines which are coasting or slowing down. Andy Dobson. Hi, Andy. Nice to see you. In Germany, they call it soaring type driving. Right. So, yeah, it's just a shame that nobody produced it. I did confront Ian Bishop of Lego Man Biffo. And I said, yeah, but it doesn't gronk, does it? You've got all the engine noises on there, and that sounds great. All the sounds of all the ancillaries, fans, sanding, you name it, the driver picking his nose, but it doesn't gronk. And he looked at me as much to say, oh, why didn't I think of that? I don't know. It'd be lovely to have a Class 08 shunter with DCC sound with a gronk button. Function 7, function 8, I don't care what it is. Hit the button, it goes blonk, 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 blonk. Yeah, super. Only clanging loco besides steam is the Swiss Crocodile in early version. Yes, but that's probably got connecting rods, and they probably did wear. So, yeah, it'd be nice if they got the fidelity into the sound onto it. Perhaps that's something Bachmann could work on. But Bachmann usually used to use Southwest Digital when they required sound ready. They would go to Southwest Digital. Anyway, it's nice to see everybody in. I'm going to get you down on the track. I'm just going to try a little experimental thing here. I'm going to try and suspend you over the track so you're sort of looking down. So let's see what this is like. I might get away with it, but who knows? Right, here we go. Right then, let's try this. So I'll pop that in there, stick you back a bit, and you should be somewhere over the track. How's about that for a view? Is that all right? Now let's see if the trains actually go past. Vomit cam. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Simon. I'm probably one of the worst when people are waving cameras around to feel nauseous. Right, so here we go. Right, from underneath you on this line will be coming the New York Central. And ahead of you right there is the Standard 5. And yes, it is a Standard 5. A slightly modified Stania. But it was BR days by then. Let's catch up with the chat. Oh, glad you like it, Andy. Lovely view. Yeah, I was just sitting here. I have 5 minutes to go, and I thought, I wonder if I could. And then, as I promised, in about 5 minutes' time, I'll be bringing out this little beastie, which is the New York Central Doodlebug. And that's on DCC, but no sound on that, unfortunately. Don't be. It's fine. Used to vomit cams? Yeah, I'll bet you are. Travelling on all those Voyagers. Yeah, tiny little things. I remember spending quite a bit of time not sitting down because there wasn't a seat available on a Voyager, but standing by the exit doors. And it's like it was built for tiny people, even smaller than me. And everything, all the walls, it was like it was closing in on you. So, oh dear. A spot of bridge view. Yes, Ivo. Yeah. And that's really what I've perched you on. It's just like a Hornby double track bridge, footbridge. And I thought, oh, I wonder if I could. I didn't stop to think whether I should. But to tell you the truth, that's not a bad view, actually. I've got you sort of pointing downwards, but yeah, that's not bad. You can see quite a good deal of the action there. That's the green bridge that was in the background. Yes, yes. I sort of installed it after I did a little test, and I thought, well, let's see if it stands the test of time for the next 5 minutes. And of course it did. I do like that. This is a little roundhouse loco, but it's got tiny little wheels on it. So I think it's designed for freight. But they do two sizes of wheel on it. They've obviously done some adaptations on it. For those of you that have seen the Denver and Rio Grande one, it's got much larger wheels. But it's not that so much. It's the wheel spacing that I like. There's a driving wheel under the cab, and then two driving wheels centered a little further forward, plus the front bogie. It's very sort of Sierra number 3 Katie Jones type iteration. Was that worse than the pacer bounce? Ivo, nothing is worse than a pacer bounce. That was just the most uncomfortable, noisy, nasty thing I've ever ridden on. It was sort of endearing. It was so bad, it was almost endearing. You almost liked it just for the challenge of being on it. No taking photos, please. Yes, moving on there. One down Eisenbahn. Hello there. Nice to see you. Is that Eric? Good to see you. Obviously, I can't sprechen Sie Deutsch like Anthony Dodge, of course. But, well, I probably wouldn't even get by in Germany. Once people had emptied their spittoons and piss pots on me. No, it wouldn't happen really. Right, let's just see what the lights do. Oh, two orange lights, two yellow lights, and here comes the little New York Central chuffing along. It's even got the little vent open on the roof. I didn't realise that before. That's a nice touch, Roundhouse. Yeah, it's a bit wobbly and a bit this and a bit that, but I like it. And Eric's from the US. Well, how about that? All the best people are from the US. Yeah, what I'll do, I'll make a little video of a kit that I got from Anthony Dodge. I saw it on American eBay, and they wasn't even offering a chance to package and post it to the UK. It wasn't on the list. They had Nicaragua on there, but not to the UK. It's obviously so expensive that they've just dismissed it. So I spoke to Anthony and negotiated with Anthony. He said, yeah, no problem. I'll get it. You pay me. And that's exactly what we did. And then Anthony sent it over. 5 days later, it came a knocking on my door. And it's an American kit. It's an Arbor kit, which is made of zinc, cadmium. An odd thing to use, and they had to use centrifugal force to get the mixture into the molds. So it's not something they could ever do again, I don't think. These were made back in the 70s. Then Arbor kits went out of business, and I think people have been scrambling for them ever since. Well, Eric, I wouldn't like to go too far back into my own history because my cousin did that. She went to a place called, before everything was online, she went to a place called Somerset House, which held all the records. She went back a certain distance and then stopped and dropped it. So I don't know if there was some madness in the family or, a mass killer or something like that. But I don't know. She just dropped it like a hot potato. I never asked her why or what she found, but I'm not that anxious to go looking into the skeletons in the cupboard, telling the truth. Right, I'm going to bring the standard into platform 1. So I'm all set up for that. You should see that go off to your right over in that direction. I've set the road and I've given him the highball. Now I better get on the controller, otherwise it could be embarrassing. And off she goes. And off goes New York Central. Super duper and isolated. And off she goes. And that's the route round to the fiddle yard. Oh, hello, Gary. Nice to see you, man. I hope you've been busy, as usual. Right. She's just getting into the siding now. I better go and get on the controller. Chuff, 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 chuff. She's back into the siding. Right, here we go. Right, flick that one. Flick it over. DCC. We are now on DCC. Here is my trusty power cap. Right, I want number 673. 673. And we are live. Change the points. And here we go. We have sound. This one has sound. This is old mold. For those of you who would know old mold, we want reverse. This is quite loud, actually. This has got a TTS sound decoder in it from Hornby. Not the best, but this one certainly seems to be quite loud. And that's on its way back around to you. Here comes the whistle. Here she comes. Come on, my beauty. Right. The road is set. So let's get her off in the right direction. it doesn't slowly notch up. It just goes from one set of parameters to the next. That's about correct. Right, moving across to now the New York Central Doodlebug, which is on road 3. You might just see some lights go on there. Let's recall back to 204. There we go. We'll go direction. I better just set the road. And reverse. Here we go. Lights on. And there she goes. We got Barnabas Junction. Hello, Jason. Nice to see you. Oh, a bit further. Go on, a bit further. Thank you. Right. There we go. Direction. Has the headlight come on? Yes, it has. Here we go. That's on 34 speed steps out of 126. So it just shows you they've got it geared pretty low. There we go. That's the New York Central Gas Doodlebug. What do we got? So you know the thing when you get stuck into work out what to do when you're stuck in the small section like that. Just happened to me, so I need to buy another Metcalf. Ooh, Metcalf. And I would be interested to know your setup to switch from DC to DCC works. Okay, right, I'll show you, Jason. All right, we'll go over to the control desk. There is a switch, DC, off, DCC. That is a quad pole, double throw with the sensor off. So underneath there is a massive, great switch. It's twice as big as your average. Yeah, that's a quad pole. So that allows me to control both tracks with DC or DCC at the flick of a switch. And of course, with a center off, because I didn't want any interference. Sorry about that. I didn't want any interference between the two poles. So it's got a definite off in the middle. Right, let's just place you around in the usual position. Down on Trez tracks. Sorry about the vomit cam. How's that? So it's an on, off, on switch. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's correct, Jason. But it's quadruple pole. So it's got 4 points of contact, and all 4 of them go over to off, and then they go over to on again. So there's DC on one side, DCC current on the other, and that allows me to control 1, 2, 3, 4 wires. So I can happily go between this track and that track, and the polarity is exactly the same. Obviously, when I'm working on DC, I have to match the current on that one to the current on this one. Otherwise, it would just sit there on the point. Actually, it's a quadruple pole. 4 poles, double throw with a center off. So really, it's a triple throw. It's quadruple pole, triple throw. No probs, Jason. I was wondering if there was anybody out there that did it other than one of the tourney type switches that they have for guitars and amps and things like that. And they do. If you look on YouTube, on Google, if you put in quad pole, double throw, you should find a switch. I believe it came from this country. It's probably of Chinese origin, but it was stocked in the UK. Wish I could remember where I got it now, but I know it's one of the big movers and shifters in electronic components. QPDC, DT. Yeah, that's with the centre off. Yeah, that's bang on, fly mode. And there's Clive. Hello, Clive. Nice to see you. This is Old Maud, which is a North British. I'm not even sure what the class is. Hang on. It's sort of that one. It's a North British J36 class. Flymo RS are very expensive, so I think I went for one of the others, but I just can't remember which one. My memory fails me. There goes the little doodlebug. And we've got Grandpa Rouse. Hi, JD. Nice to see you. I've, in honour of our American cousins, I've got a gas doodlebug on its way around to you. And also running today, a nice North British Class J36 called Maud. There's the doodlebug in the distance. And it's been photobombed. Sorry about that, JD. Yeah, the online jungle website. Yeah, you've seen it. Talk about cutthroat. But unfortunately, we can't just go down to the local Maplins anymore. I'm not sure there's anything that's replaced Maplins. Not in the high street anyway. Yeah, the ground signals were, who were they by? Hang on. They are actually, I think they're train tech. Let me just have a look. Ground signals, crossings. Oh dear. I know they're under the Gauge Master brand now, but I believe they are actually train tech. These particular ones, they're not DCC or anything. Present your 3 volts to it down the right legs and it will work. The only difference is that we go for a common cathode rather than a common anode. In America, a lot of the LEDs are wired common positive. So they common all the positives together and then have the correct electromotive force, if you like, push down the negative. And ours in the UK is completely the opposite way round. Yeah, these ones have got no sensor. All they've got is a little tiny circuit board on there to give you your pinouts, and then like a plastic, what would you like? A plastic cylinder that goes around that, and then you just push it in and have your wires coming out of the bottom to go to whatever you're using for signaling, I suppose. Yeah, we used to have Tandys before it became Maplins. Let me just see if I can find that. I don't know what the hell that is. Lima. Dear. Yeah, I keep all the paperwork for that kind of things, but I just can't lay my hands on it at the moment. But I think that these ones are the Train Tech ones. Still got some Radio Shack stuff. Hello, 156 Andrew. Nice to see you. Yeah, that's an odd one, Simon. Perhaps somebody put on a light switch somewhere and I got spiked. So, Brian, what have you been working on? You're usually quite busy on weekends and things. Has there been any train shows or anything like that? Or have you just been working on your shop? Showcase YouTube is being rerunned at the moment. Yeah, I know we knocked YouTube, but it is still essentially free. Particularly if you're not monetized or anything like that. Don't think there's much chance of me getting monetized. Not in the next couple of years anyway. But then I have no complaints. I've got a little window in which I can broadcast to the world. That's not to be sniffed at. There's a whistle for you. Oh, it's been working on the layout. Oh, very good, Brian. Very good. Is that canopy work or more canopy work, or is it just something else? Tidying the shed and burning things. Not burning things in the shed, I hope. Been working today, but after 4:30 today, I'm now on holiday. Yay! Nothing like a holiday. Enjoy, Simon. Old wood, right? Yeah, it does it if you have a little incinerator for that kind of thing. You know, one of those old cast iron, well, galvanized rubbish bins with holes in it. Give us a whistle. Oh, you can do better than that. Thank you very much. He's a very nice driver, really. Go, Doodlebug. See, you can mix 00 and HO without it looking really stupid. Different ages, different motive power, different colouring, slightly different scale. But it's a wonderful thing having two scales on one track. I don't see it as a disadvantage. I see it as an advantage because it's the best of both worlds, really. I could say, oh yeah, I'm going to rip up all my track and convert everything to P4. No, I don't think so. No, if our models are a bit overscale, so be it. They actually look correct. And if it wasn't for the fact that American locos are actually quite large, they shrink down rather nicely when compared to 00 scale. So coaches come out very much the same length and height, and it all looks as if it was meant to be. Yeah, no firebox glow in that one, I'm afraid. I don't think the TTS could stand it, to tell you the truth. But the backman seems to be pulling along very well. They didn't go all out on the lights. I think there's 2 lights per each in there. But they work very well on DCC. No flicker or anything like that. So I would gather there's probably a full wave rectifier in there, and perhaps a little capacitor and a resistor just to give it a little bit of stay alive. I'll just grab you for a second and show you the GS4. Here is the GS4, and as you can see, it's still in bits. Lots and lots of spaghetti in there. An incredible amount of spaghetti in there. These 2 wires up the front that you can see just there. There's a grey and a green. There's the green wire, and there's the grey wire. They're connected to the motor I haven't got yet, because it will be on the way from the land of chop suey. Moving along, there's the tender with a couple of potential dividers in there. But this is what the inside of a GS4 looks like. There's the motor up there, just ahead of the cab. I believe that is a Canon motor. It's even got a little circuit board sitting there between the motor and the flywheel. I don't know if you can see that. It's incredible. But yes, there's a lot of gubbins in here. Lots and lots of circuit boards, lots of wiring, and of course the smoke unit up the front. It's several PCBs in there. There's one there, there's one there, and there's one just attached ahead of the motor. So I don't know if that's got any surface mounted components on it, or it's just for just wiring alone. I don't know. But that's the way that MTH decided to do it. And that's what I've got to deal with. So as soon as the parts come along, I ordered 3 motors just in case I screwed it up. And then we shall see. I'll connect it up and hopefully it will be running again. Let's give you a slightly different aspect. How's about that then? If you're wondering what Dr. Backman is doing here, this is a platform for grabbing the token off a driver for single line working. Right, Charlie, if you're still in the chat, if you want to get set up, mate, I'll finish about 5 minutes early, so it gives everyone a chance to relieve themselves and perhaps make a cuppa. And I think Charlie's going to go live at our time, 8 o'clock. And then I think Rob and Grace are going to go live at 8:30. So that should all work in very nicely. Oh, you like Adam? I'll just show you the rest of the network rail yard. There's a couple of Howes lavies there. You can see various AWS ramps, and of course the gang. I used tacky wax to fix them, and then just at the edge there, I think you can see that there's a whole load of cable drums with no cable on them. I think some of the drums over there, they're the full ones, and those ones are the empty ones. And the lights here, yes, they do work. Let me just energize them. There's the lights. And in yonder shed there, you should just see a welder doing his job. Right then. Okay. Right. Sorry about the vomit cam. There we go. Let's just kill the sound. Okay, everybody. Thanks everybody for coming in. I do appreciate it. There's 19 likes. You've done me proud. Thank you very much. As I say, I'm off to the Seaside tomorrow, so just for a little day out. That's a family event, but you know, that's the way of things. Yeah, the welder is a neat touch. Yeah, mostly because you can actually hide the actual spark in there with a little figure. Thanks everybody for coming in. Always appreciate it. It's not a live stream without your good company. Thanks everybody for popping in. Charlie's going to be on in a couple of minutes, so I'm going to end it here. And then at past, Rob and Grace are going to come on and thrill us also. So I'll catch up with you in the streams. If not, next Sunday. Everybody have a great week. And Gollum is going to catch fish in the sea. Now, I'll probably go for a pad. That's more my kind of thing. Can you imagine Gollum going fishing? I wouldn't know what to do with a fishing rod if you paid me. Anyway, I'll catch up with you all pretty soon. So take it easy. I gather probably Dwight Curley is going to go live at 7 tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll speak next week. Cheers, Brian. And everybody, have a good time. Don't do anything I wouldn't. And I'll catch up with you soon. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüssen. Happy trains.